So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate our Slideshow plugin. It's the Slideshow Pro. It's part of a little bit of a series of YOOtheme extensions that we built. One is for one what's called Accordion Pro. We have a Switcher Pro. We have a Modal Pro, and now we have a Slideshow Pro. And the special feature that all of these have is that you can use sections or even modules, builder modules, inside of your slideshow, accordion, switcher, modal, etc. So I will demonstrate this here. So here I have a simple page, and what I've done here is that I've created 3 sections here. So one section has a 2-column layout, an image on the left, and a headline text over there. Then underneath this, we have a simple 3-column layout with an image, headline, text like this. And the third section is similar to the first one, but we have a 2-column layout like this. So, you know, normal classic layouts that's built in the YOOtheme Builder, you know. And each of these sections have a ID, a unique ID. So it's section 1 for the first one, and section 2, section 2 and section 3. So we have 3 of these. Now to turn this into a slideshow, all I do is I add the Slideshow Pro element. It will start with a simple layout like this. You can use, you know, a normal example image. You can use, you know, the normal kind of, you know, slideshow like this, and you can add text, etc. And use it just like the normal slideshow that comes. But what we're going to do in this one is that we are going to select a section instead here, because this is the interesting part, and I need to set a section ID. So I'm going to do section ID 1. And from here you have a few, you know, you can make this different text color per slide. You can also add the navigational thumbnail, and you also have some padding settings here. And, you know, if I do small and content background, that's actually kind of the what's behind the slideshow. So if I do padding small and set primary, you're gonna see a border kind of, you know, you have this is kind of what's behind this slide. Okay, so now I've added one section, and you're gonna see one section disappeared. It's not gonna be so it's not gonna be so clear until I add another one. So I'm gonna add next one, section 2 here, and now that one is going to disappear. And now it's inside this instead. So we've created a slider function now. So let's add the last one so that we have all 3. Section 3. You know, and I'm gonna add a small padding to each and every one to get this little little padding here, which is kind of nice. I think I missed doing that on the middle one there. So here we go. Now I've turned this page. As you see, all the sections are now like integrated inside the slideshow instead here. So they're behind this. And if we go into the setting on the Slideshow Pro element here, there's quite a lot of settings here. You know, you can, something that is the tricky part usually with this is to kind of get the height and everything correctly and nice. And it can still be somewhat tricky depending on how the slideshows and the section look. You know, if you have a lot of content in one and very little content in another, it can be a little bit strange to get. You know, you might get a lot of padding or white empty space kind of. And that's the tricky part of building a slideshow like this with sections. But you can set a custom height. And then you can do, you know, like a aspect ratio kind of things. If I do 16 by 6, you're gonna see that it kind of narrows it into this very wide screen. Maybe 7 is a little bit better here to get a little bit more. As you can see here, this looks kind of nice and neat there in that aspect ratio. You also have settings for min height and max height to kind of limit the whole thing here. And this is for mobile so that you can find a good height for your slideshow. But a limitation here is to be able to make this slideshow look very good in a mobile phone. But we have a fix or a override, and that is this disable slideshow on mobile. I'm going to demonstrate that shortly because that's what we figured out will be the best solution kind of for making a website work inside a mobile phone with a slideshow like this. Anyway, let's continue. So there's text color, of course. You can set like a, if you want light dark, you have box shadow, etc. here. The animation, you have the different ones here. So I can do fade, for example, or scale, or these push and pull, so that you push kind of the content over like this, or pull, you have that one too, so you can kind of drag a sheet away like this. You can enable autoplay, so these spin, in a timely manner, whatever you decide for that. You have .nav, that's the type of navigation thing you have down there. I usually turn that off, but you can. And you also have a thumb nav. Then you need to upload an image to each of the sliders so that those will show there instead. I'm gonna put this on none now because I think it's enough with the arrows. The arrows is here under the slider nav. You can put them in different positions. You can do a hover only. That's kind of nice, so that they only show when you hover. You can do the larger one, etc. And you can decide where the breakpoint is, when will these show, etc., etc. So just that's really inherited by the normal slideshow. And then let's see. You have these overlay. Overlay doesn't work when you use section or module. That only works in the normal when you have like an image background and text above. There you can have an overlay. It does not work on the section part. Title, meta, these are for the normal type again. So these are kind of, you don't have much settings there that will affect this section, or if you use a builder module inside, that's for the normal. But you can combine them. You can have one builder module, you can have a section, you can also have a normal one, so you can combine them. But okay, so what about mobile? So what we're gonna see here is like it's very hard to kind of make. You have these settings to set height, etc. So you can actually get it to work fairly well. But as you can see here, the third column, it's going to be cut. And it's going to be very hard to, set max height, etc. that actually works for this. Because what you're going to see here now is you also add some padding for this. So it's tricky. You can get it to be quite nice, depending on how complicated and how much content you have in each section. You can fiddle around with these settings and the aspect ratio, the ratio of the slideshow, and get it to work fairly well. If you use a little bit more simple content and have it like more even, so each slide, each section has kind of the same amount of the content, then you can fiddle with these settings and get it to be very, very nice. But in this case here, this 3-column layout, it's gonna be very, very high. So we really needed to solve this in one way. And what we've done is that we have added this disable on mobile. This is actually a PHP function, so it cannot be tested by using these mobile, because actually it does work there. You can see now it hides it, but it does not show anything at all. So this really needs to be tested in a mobile phone. And I'm gonna just load the website here on my phone and see if I can demonstrate. See if I can demonstrate this on the phone. So what you're gonna see here now is that the website works. Let me show this. just like normal in the phone now. So you see here, they're all stacked together. So all of the slides is in one long page, just like a normal page. If you see it, they're not, the sections are not integrated into a slideshow at all here. So they're actually disabled on the mobile like this, which, you know, just adds everything into a long page that you can scroll instead, which is very, very useful, because then you get all of the content in a nice way also in the mobile phone. So we thought that was a really good way to solve it, and it makes the experience in the mobile, you know, very nice, just like a normal website. But so the idea is that you could have like a start page on a website, you know, with a big kind of you know, viewport kind of layout. So you have a big section, and then you add all your content into a nice slideshow like this. So for the desktop, your whole website will be in this kind of slide type slideshow, but in a mobile, it's just gonna work like normal. You know, in the mobile, it works like if I remove this and you just have the sections like this, you know. So in mobile, it will work like this, but in desktop, you have this behavior. So I think that was it. There's a lot of to show in this. Of course, you need to fiddle a lot with settings. Each sections, you know, you have all the max width, etc. You need to go around and really set up. There's a lot of tweaking to do, and definitely do not forget kind of to add the padding if you need, you know, inside of each slide or item inside the slideshow. So I think that explains this. Check it out on our website. It's available here. And I hope this video kind of explained and also works a little bit as a tutorial on how to set things up here. All right, bye-bye.